Hey everybody, this Everything is Finally Ruined. I am your host, Tristan. Joining me, as always, is Hassan.
Me.
That's him. We are, as you might say, pirates now. I've decided to take the business that we have with this podcast, and I've dumped all the money into a sailing ship. Shanghaied some people onto the boat, and we are going to basically rob and pillage and plunder a bunch of coastal cities. Yes, Hassan, you have questions, it seems.
Yes. So when I told you last time I wanted to get into pirating, I meant digitally.
Oh, we're also doing that. I have a satellite link up to a laptop, and we are downloading every episode of One Piece illegally. Along with all the Marvel movies.
Satellite signals aren't
Star
great.
Wars.
And there's a lot of One Piece episodes, Tristan.
It'll take a while. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I get it. Satellite internet is not good. I know. Trust me. I understand. But that is one of the many caveats you need to employ while you're on the Seven Seas in search of riches. So yeah, satellite internet sucks, but you will get One Piece eventually. You'll get all the Marvel movies. You'll get Star Wars, and look, we have at least one season of Friends downloaded so far. It's the first season, so it's not like the best one, but it's good. It's still Friends. But we have half an episode of Frasier.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm back in.
It's episode 1, which is also not great because it's the pilot episode. But still, it's...
Take it.
Yeah, you'll take it, right? Yeah. And we are working on pirating video games. Now, those are much larger files, and they will take a lot longer. And we're trying to crack past the problematic anti-cheat, anti-theft functionality of a lot of these games have. But once we do, you can play video games on our our satellite internet feed. But in the meantime, I do have guns.
Oh.
Yeah. Want a deck axe? You can have a deck axe.
Okay, yeah. Cause I want to be more of like a sword pirate.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, you know what? I'll give you a saber and a deck axe.
Yeah.
And when a guy comes on onto the ship to try and keel haul us or whatever the pirate term is, board us, sure. You can stab him and then chop him in the face with a deck axe.
Okay. A little bit of reservation about it. Now I just want to make sure. The amenities on the ship.
Yeah.
They're not authentic, right?
Well,
as in, when I poop,
yeah,
it's not just over the side of the boat and then I have to use a rope to clean my butt, right?
No. We have stolen a bunch of toilet paper.
Oh.
You do still have to poop over the side of the boat, though. It's not quite authentic. I wanted to go authentic, but I was like, no one would join the ship at that point. But then I realized we shanghaied them anyway. Just found a bunch of drunk people in a coastal city and just took them.
I don't think I want to poop off the side of the boat, Tristan.
No, it's at the back. It's fine.
But they on the open seas. There's a lot of bobbing. Just
it
doesn't sound pleasant.
Okay, well, I do have some PVC pipe. I can basically jury rig some sort of sewer system. It's more of a
great.
But they won't use water. It's more of a slide, like a poop slide.
Ugh.
That's the best I got. I can't help you with the plumbing. I'm not a plumber by trade. Yeah.
I don't think I want to be a pirate, Tristan.
You don't want to be a pirate?
Not that kind of pirate.
Well, you're my first mate. What? You want to be a pirate anymore?
Nah, not if I'm pooping off a boat.
Oh God. I had this whole thing. We gotta stop now.
Also, I'm pretty sure you'd have to
Yeah.
break up with Karen because the whole ladies can't be on boats thing.
Nah, she's waiting for me back at shore. like a long lost lover, wistfully looking to the sea. Like
just I got some news about how that went.
What?
Very rarely, affairs were common.
Oh yeah, that's whatever.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I understand that if I'm out to sea for like 4 fucking years, yeah.
4 years. Okay, I'm definitely not signing up for this.
We're already at sea. I mean, like, what do you want? I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, we are currently at sea. Couple days? Want to go for a couple days?
I like having access to fresh fruit.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll have access to fresh fruit as we basically go to
the middle of the ocean
and pillage and plunder the fruit for ourselves, and then go back to the ocean where we can escape the law, and then go back to those spots once we need more stuff. It's more lucrative if we just kind of do it as a circle or like a zigzag pattern.
No,
we can't just.
I'm not doing this.
We're not going to stay in the ocean for like forever. We got to dock at some point. Jeez. This guy doesn't even know how pirating works. And you said you were a first mate.
I watched One Piece.
Yeah, that's fair. They're not very good pirates, are they?
There's like no pirating in that show.
It's so weird. They like, oh, we're the greatest pirates, etc.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you know what you're doing. And Japan had pirates. Japan definitely had pirates. Yes. 100 million%. Well, if you don't want to go and pillage and plunder and take what is rightfully yours at the point of a gun or a sword, I'm not judging. What do you want to do today, Hassan? What do you want to discuss? Because, like, I got nothing. I had this whole thing planned where we were going to go to Vancouver Island and basically rob everybody there. Yes, we have already sailed around the South America. It was very cold for a second there. We're good. We're good now, though. Back in the Pacific Ocean at this point.
Well, Tristan, today I want to talk about real pirating with Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, which is the
real pirating. Really, Hassan?
I don't even know what number it would be, like 12th, 13th Like a Dragon game, I think.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because you'd have Like a Dragon 0 through 8.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have
you're referring to the Yakuza 0 through 8
game of The Man Who Erased His Name.
Right.
You'd have the 2 samurai games.
Yes.
You'd have the zombie game.
Now, are you referring to games that are called Like a Dragon or
yes, those are all part of the Yakuza / Like a Dragon. They all have it.
Okay, just making sure that you're
Yeah, I'm not even including like the judgment stuff or anything. So it'd be 8,
no, that's fine.
9, 10,
all right, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's at least the 13th game in the series.
See, what I thought you were doing was only discussing games so far in this list that you're referring to that were called like a dragon, and not just Yakuza / Like a Dragon.
In Japan, they've always been called Like a Dragon.
Oh, have they? I didn't know that.
Yes.
I probably did.
There's a whole like legal thing about trying to advertise and using the word Yakuza.
Yeah, of course.
So like, and the studio, it's because the studio is called Ryuga Gotoku, which literally just stands for Like a Dragon. So both the studio and the games from day one have been called that. It was only in outside Japan regions where they called it Yakuza, and
because they're legally
they just decided to unify the naming convention.
Yeah, because in like America we have mafia, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So this game does take place after the events of Like a Dragon 8 Infinite Wealth.
Okay.
Thus, we are set in Hawaii because that is part of where the previous game was set.
Sure.
this game is only set in Hawaii, so it's one of the first, and maybe excluding the actually technically I think the samurai ones still have Kamurocho in it, so it might be the first game where we are never in Kamurocho.
Hold on, do the samurai ones have Kamurocho as depicted in like feudal Japan, or like Kamurocho modern day? Because one of those, damn it, fuck.
Yeah.
Because that'd be really fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's like you step around the corner and it's Kamurocho, like modern as Kamurocho. They just plopped it right into feudal Japan.
That would be
fuck it. There you go.
Cool. But unfortunately, no. They are entirely feudal Japan.
Yeah, okay, fine. That's good. Makes sense.
So the premise of this game is it takes place a couple months after Like a Dragon 8, which not even going to get into summarizing the plot of that game because
you've already done
its own
that
entire episode.
in a different episode, actually.
But in this game, we are playing as and following mainstay of the series, Goro Majima, who wakes up on a beach on a
it's me, your boy Majima.
A tiny island that is not technically sort of part of Hawaii. It doesn't like fall under the government of Hawaii, but it's in the same region as called Rich Island. And he is basically helped by this boy called Noah Rich, the island literally named after his grandfather.
It's called Rich Island?
Yes.
Okay. Go on.
Named after his grandfather, but
I get it.
Basically, we wake up, we have amnesia, which
you don't say.
It's like the amnesia is fine in this game because it's never played as a like you the audience also, you know, have no idea what's happening going on. There are definitely actually no. There's nothing in that game where Majima's amnesia in any way affects you, the player, not knowing something because he would have known something except the amnesia is blocking it. All the amnesia serves to do is later on when everybody's like, hey, you know, you were one of the bigwigs of our Yakuza clan, you need to go back to Japan and take care of everybody. He's like, I got amnesia. I don't care about those people anymore. That's basically all it serves to do. Is it's just a plot device to allow them to have Majima stay in Japan in Hawaii and do all his pirating, because if he kind of remembered who he was and his obligations and loyalties, he would immediately leave. So I actually don't mind the amnesia for that reason, because it isn't like most other games where, you know, they give your character amnesia so that your character can constantly be going like, oh, I've never heard of this capital, or, oh, magic. Tell me how magic works in this world.
Oh, there's magic work.
28-year-old, how the mainstay of our world, and you don't.
Small boy,
you know,
how does magic work? Yeah, basically. I think if any series besides the Like a Dragon series did this, I would say I'd poo-poo it, but like, I think it's par for the course for a game. And Like a Dragon to do that. Yeah, fuck it, give them amnesia. Give everybody amnesia.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Basically, what ends up happening is this kid Noah has I think at one point they do say the words asthma, but he just has a breathing problem. His dad's very overprotective, wants him to stay on the island because this island sort of, the air in that is better for his lungs. But the kid, he wants to he's about 12, I would guess. He desperately wants to leave the island and go see the world and that. And finally,
see the world, Dad.
Majima manages to overcome things, convince his father they're going to do it. but there are some pirates in the island. Noah ends up getting kidnapped. You end up rescuing him. And maybe one of the best moments in any RPG game happens, where this is probably 40 minutes to an hour in, where you get your pirate boat. You call it the Goru Maru, which Maru is just like a Japanese suffix that they add to their ships.
Sure.
So, and Goro doesn't remember his name at all. The Noah has like a pet baby tiger that just happens to be called Goro. It's so on the nose, but you're taking off on your boat, and it turns into a musical. They literally the entire crew starts singing this musical about we're off on the high seas for an adventure.
Like the SS Pinafore?
Yes, it's amazing. I just control it down and just go, you're doing this. We are doing this. We're starting this game. The opening credit sequence is musical. Mwah. Incredible. Just wonderful that they do this.
Yeah.
And then from there, it basically, so Noah's father, Jason Rich, is a former treasure hunter. So you're seeking this legendary treasure, and you end up getting involved in a bunch of a series of events that are both ludicrous and somehow draw you in the way that RGG always does it.
Sure.
I will say I like this game quite a bit, but it is definitely not in the same caliber of characters and writing as a mainstay RGG game.
Sure. I mean, it's a one-off, like a side dish B game.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah, but even for that, like, there's just a couple of things that are missing that usually they have.
Really?
One thing would be the stakes of it all are really not that important. So usually, you know, the main characters of an RGG game, because there are various. There's obviously Kiryu and Ichiban, but then we also had the Judgment games with I don't remember his actual name.
Can't remember his name either. I know.
Because I only remember that his Yakuza buddy just calls him Tabo. So in my head, that's
Tabo.
always the name that I hear. It's
Tabo,
just
it's something else.
Tabo.
Frig.
I can't think of his name.
I'm not looking it up either. So I don't care enough. Yeah.
But then some of the other, or the previous games, like specifically, I think it's 4, has Deuteragonist with Taiga Saejima. So we've had a variety of protagonists, but usually there are stakes for the protagonist, both kind of personal, in whether it's, you know, Kiryu is trying to help or rescue someone important to him, but also typically at a kind of bigger level, you know, things like trying to, you know, help former Yakuza get back on their feet, like in 7 and to a certain extent 8.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of missing here. Like, the plot to this really is just trying to get this treasure. You do fight bad guys, but you're not fighting them for some bigger, nobler goal. So that's the number one kind of thing that's missing. And the number 2, well, actually, I'll say there's 3 things. So that's one. Number 2 would be, I think the character relations are also just a little bit lacking and weak. It just doesn't, like, so like Noah and Jason, there's the sort of cook of the ship, Masaru. All of these people, it doesn't feel like Goro is forming bonds with them in a way where they're going to show up in future games again, and they have become because of that lack of kind of point one of the story, one of the things with the RGG games is that as Kiryu goes along, as Taiga, as Ichiban goes along, and people get drawn into their lives, they also get drawn into the ongoing situations and troubles and goals that they are involved in.
Of course.
With this, that just doesn't feel like the case. It doesn't feel like, well, because, this story is... Because there is a little bit of what happened in 8 with the religious cult Palekana, and how basically Ichiban revealed that their priest was a sham. It kind of fell apart, and now people are no longer followers, or they doubt the truth of this religion. Like, there's a tiny bit of that gets involved in the plot of all this, but it just doesn't feel like that part of it really matters that much, and that Goro's involvement isn't particularly important to all that. So it doesn't feel like these characters ever need to show up again and continue that. And then the third thing that feels like it's missing is the RGG games have always had this idea of what's the term they use? I think it's like people who live in the gray, or like gray members of society or something like that. Basically the idea of people like Yakuza, sex workers, the homeless, like these people on the edges and fringes of society who are sort of
edgelords, we call them.
No. Well, as sort of in that, people who are not respected by society in a way, people who are undesirable, that kind of thing. Even in the Judgment games, it's always had this idea of pushing back on that, showing there's multiple facets to a society, and that we kind of have to look after each other, all these sorts of things. That's really not here in it. So it also just feels like it's more of a light, easy breezy game that's not really getting into the heavier socio-political commentary these games typically have. Which, to be fair, in a world where, so this game came out February 2025. I'm just going to look here. So when did they start? So I'm going to start with, because I feel like this is where things really, the ball just started rolling for RGG. So in 2015, they released Yakuza 0. In 2016, they released Yakuza Kiwami, which was the remaster of Yakuza 1. They released Yakuza 6. They released Yakuza Kiwami 2. They released Yakuza 3 Remastered in 2018. 2019, they released 4 and 5 Remastered.
God damn.
2020, they released Yakuza Like a Dragon, which would be Yakuza 7. 2021, they released Judgment Remastered, as well as Lost Judgment. 2023, they released Ishin, which was the re-release of the Samurai game. 2024, they released Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which would be Yakuza 8. And then 2025, Pirate Yakuza. So they've released a lot of games in the last 10 years. So I actually don't mind that this game was more of a light and breezy game. Evidenced by, I love this series. This game came out in February, and at the time, I just didn't have it in me to play it. It's been so much RGG in my life. I am going to wait. And
I kind of get that. I mean,
having
what's a good
played
thing,
it,
etc.
Yeah. Having played it, though, I think it wouldn't have been so bad, because it is that lighter, easier thing. It doesn't feel, almost all of these games, by the time you get to the end of them, emotionally draining. The characters have gone through so much. Usually there is at least one tragic death, a character that you worked so hard to desperately try and save, and yet you fail. None of that here. It's like, oh, okay, this is. I don't mind that. That is nice. That's a refreshing. Okay. I would also say it manages to not feel overwhelming as just sort of more RGG game, because the pirate part of it. So at this point, there's two styles to Like a Dragon or even just RGG games. So one is the more traditional, very original Yakuza 1 style, 1-to-1, you press the left face button, you're going to do kind of a punch or a kick to a person, real-time combat-y fighting action.
Yeah.
As of the 7th game, there's also the turn-based JRPG style combat.
Yes.
This is the former, so real-time combat.
Oh, okay.
But they've done two things that I think help keep this game unique and interesting, and not kind of, oh, this just feels like more of the combat we've played. So one would be, because you are a pirate, you have a pirate crew. So at times there are these battles where they're a little bit like a Omega Force, who is the people that make Dynasty Warriors. So it's a little bit like a light version of those, where it will basically be you and, say, I think it's about like 20, 30 of your crew members running and fighting sort of 30, 60 of the enemy. And so, unlike a sort of normal RGG fight where, it's, the enemy health bar is, say, this long. In this, because you're fighting a bunch of enemies, there'll be, say, 3 or 4 kind of guys who do have a typical health bar that take, multiple kind of hits to take down, but the majority will have a smaller health bar like that, where it's maybe 2 or 3 punches and they go down. And that helped to make the combat feel interesting and different to other games. Ignoring, I haven't played it, but I think the zombie game maybe had something like that.
Oh, okay.
But that part helped. And then the second part is, it's a pirate game. You have a big old pirate ship. So at times you are doing on the sea ship combat. The ship combat is okay, serviceable, acceptable. It's not great. It's not super in-depth or interesting. But in a game where it is just one element of many, I liked it. I enjoyed having this very different experience in a Like a Dragon game. It does, however, still have all the things and the gameplay you would expect out of a Like a Dragon game. So it has your weird mini games, like a Mario Kart style racer, or they bring back some of the mini games from the past game. Like there's a sort of Crazy Taxi homage. There's they still have, I think it's called Sicko Snap, their version of Pokemon Snap, where you're just taking pictures of like buff bodybuilder dudes in the little thongs, and they just pop out of areas, or they'll come by as they're standing on the back of a bicycle striking bodybuilder pose, and you're taking photos of them that are geotagged so you can report them to the police because they're sickos.
That's pretty good, yes.
Yeah. So it still has all that. It still has weird, wacky side quests where, oh, hey, here's one of those street performers where they paint themselves up like a statue, and they just stand there very still. And he's in a feud with a fire breather. You have to get involved and save them. Yada. It still has all that weird wackiness.
Okay, cool.
It still has like weird, fun mascot characters like Camelop. No Onomichio, which I'm a little bit disappointed in, but they've been moving away from him for a while, which is sad because I love Onomichio. So, hey, if you play an RGG game, it's still an RGG game in that respect.
So kind of like, it seems like it's kind of going back to its roots in a way, but also being like true to itself in that super weird RGG way.
Yes, yeah. It is definitely still super weird.
Yeah.
What was I about to say? Man, there's something. Oh, you still have all the like arcade games are in there if you really want to play those. So hey, if you want to play, which this game made me realize when I started playing, I was like, oh, this is why RGG is making the next Virtua Fighter, is because they've been putting Virtua Fighter in their games for, I think, over a decade now.
I didn't know that, but that you know what? Yeah. That makes perfect sense, because there's been Virtua Fighter in Like a Dragon since fucking day one.
I think it literally might be in the first game.
I mean, because they've always had it was the first or second Virtua Fighter that has been in there.
Because I've only done the remaster, so I don't know if it's in like a very original PS2, but I think it is.
It just means that the Yakuza / Like a Dragon games are some of the best Virtua Fighter emulators you can get out there.
Yes, they are. It's weird.
Oh man, Virtua Fighter.
God, that's what I was gonna say. I will say this game maybe has one of the weirdest choices to a sub story, which is your ship's cook. I need to find it here one sec. So Masaru Fujita, who he's played by a famous comedy actor in Japan. He apparently goes by the nickname Robert, but the group is Robert. Okay. But the actor is Ryuji Akiyama. So I can't say I know him, but I also can't say I really watch Japanese comedy. I'm sure somebody out there is big in it, but
someone has to be.
There is this subplot where he's all dejected because he wants to bag himself a Minato girl, which I'm not sure if that's something that this game made up, if it's a real Japanese term or ideology, but basically the idea is sort of a Minato girl is someone sophisticated, somebody who, is talented and respected, carries themselves in a proper and composed way. Not to say that they sort of can't like partying or having fun, but that, they're a proper, girl that you'd be proud to bring home to your mom. And so basically, Majima gets it in his head that I'm going to cheer up Masaru by going around, finding a bunch of Minato girls and asking if they're willing to go on a date with Masaru. And so you find 5 of them. They're all somewhat famous Japanese individuals. I think 2 of them are cosplayers. one of them is I think like an actual game streamer, and I forget what the other two are. But eventually, you bring all 5 of them to this event to go on a date with him, and then the game goes to actual FMV, but it's like 40 minutes of FMV because it's basically
wow. All right.
It's like a 5-minute sort of cutscene where it sets it up as sort of a like Bachelor style thing where he's gonna give a flower to his girl of the choice at the end of the night, and it's literally got like the girls looking at a camera, talking about like, oh, my hopes for tonight or blah blah blah, and then basically the whole night goes awry because Masaru acts like a weirdo idiot to each of the 5 girls.
Yeah.
But they kind of each get a 5-minute cutscene, and then there's one final cutscene to wrap it all up. I basically skipped almost all those because, like, this FMV is like, if I was Japanese, I would probably appreciate some of the acting and the jokes, the humor that are happening in it.
Sure, makes sense.
But as someone who's not, it just kind of all felt like, because it's shot similar to The Bachelor or Bachelorette, so it has that sort of cheap reality TV look to it. And so I just did not care for it. That whole thing I skipped. I was like, I can't believe they put like, and it'd probably be okay if it was broken up more in the game. But once you do this, you're basically kind of stuck and locked into seeing all the FMV through.
Okay.
Oh, this is just a lot. Why would you have it all like this? That's crazy. It's not the first time they've done FMV in the games, but I think it's the most they've done in one of these games. And I don't know. Maybe some fans of the games like it, but for me, I was like, this is too much. This is crazy to me.
So
they put this much effort into okay, but not top side story to one of these games. They've definitely done way better.
Well, yeah, sure, but sure.
Yeah. This is gonna be a shorter episode. I will say, I like how. Oh no, actually, there is one other thing I want to touch on. So in this game, I think I mentioned it. There is an area called Mad Atlantis. So like Atlantis, but mad in front of it, which is like, basically.
Is everybody crazy? Like, what's going on there?
I wouldn't say everybody's crazy. It's more of hey, this is this island off of Hawaii where this is where all the pirates go, and they have sort of a like pirate ship coliseum where 2 boats will go in and fight, and the winning crew gets to come out richer, kind of thing.
Oh,
all
right.
It's run by these 2 individuals. There is oh my god, there is Queen Michelle and Raymond Law. Actually didn't look. I don't. So Queen Michelle is sort of the main person in charge of it for most of the game. Right. As far as I can tell, she's not based off of somebody famous. But Raymond Law, which spoilers, he eventually becomes the final antagonist of the game. He
with a name like Raymond Law, you don't say.
Yeah. He's played by Samoa Joe.
Ooh.
And this is far from the first time that a RGG game has modeled and made a character to look like a famous individual.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, specifically Yakuza 0, there are these 3 lieutenants who are 3 of the best protagonists that they've ever had in a game, and they're all modeled after actors that are famous for doing Yakuza films.
Okay. Yep.
They're great. Really like them. I didn't feel like this game needed Samoa Joe or that, like, Samoa Joe did, like, it being Samoa Joe just didn't really add anything to me as sort of this main protagonist. Like in the last game, they had Danny Trejo as a sort of, like, again, sort of a lieutenant to the main antagonist. He's sort of the first major antagonist you fight. But after that, he's gone. So whatever it is, 7-10 hours in the game, no more Danny Trejo. And I kind of like that. That feels like the right level to use these characters, whereas kind of making Samoa Joe the main bad guy, especially when I realized for the majority of people, this is not, or the majority of people who play these games outside of Japan, but I play this game with Japanese language and English subtitles, obviously.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
So to me, it's like, well, it's Samoa Joe, but it's kind of not Samoa Joe. You know, it's a totally different voice. So that just felt like, kind of feels like maybe they wasted a bunch of money here paying for a big name like that. But the final thing final point I want to talk about with this game is I don't know that they plan on doing a sequel to this, especially because right now they have 2 announced games they're working on, the next Virtua Fighter as well as Stranger Than Heaven, which is basically looks like it's going to be a RGG style game set in the, I think it's like 1930s or 1950s. I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
You also imagine they have the next mainline Like a Dragon 9 in development. So they have at least 3 games they're working on. So I'd be a little surprised if they were also working on a sequel to this game. What I would say, however, is I would be interested to see them continue this as sort of a trend with other major characters of the game. So in this case, the main character is Goro. I wouldn't mind if they decided, okay, you know what? We're going to go off and we're going to make a side game like this, except instead we're going to have it be, say, somebody like Taiga Saejima, a.k.a. 80 Count Saejima, even though he has been a main protagonist before.
Right.
I wouldn't mind if they did that, or we obviously could take from Ichiban's bunch of wacky friends. He's got plenty of characters that they could take from and say, you know what, we're going to take this character and we're going to put them in, you know, their own side quest adventure thing. So that's really my hope with this, is that they've looked and gone, okay, we want to reuse the assets from our past games. We have, at this point, I don't know, a dozen mainstay characters. We can totally take one of these characters, stick them in their own side game that doesn't have to, that if people don't play it, they're going to be totally fine. Like, if you don't play this game, it's not like some of the other, or really it's the one other side game they did, which is The Man Who Erased His Name, which you don't have to play that to understand Infinite Wealth. But there's definitely some content in there that it helps you understand the relationship of some of these characters, who they are, even a little bit of what's happening. If you didn't play this, I'd be shocked if, or Like a Dragon 9, it's like, oh, I don't know who Jason Rich is. Who's this super important character I just cannot see that happening. Would like to see them continue that and go, you know what, we're going to give some of these other characters who, get a decent amount of screen time, but are not main character, and we are going to make them main character. And you just get to spend more time with this character you love doing weird, wacky stuff and just more goofy writing. That's the thing I hope comes away from this game and what they are doing. That's kind of all I have to say about this game.
Well, fair enough. I mean, yeah, sounds like it's a good one-off. Like that's the thing we have from this, is that like it sounds like what they've done is what this game seems like it was set out to do in the first place, which is one-off story, have some fun with it. And of all the studios making video games that are out there right now, I will say this, that RGG sounds like it. They always seem to me like they're trying to make the most fun game possible, as opposed to one that's going to sell the best or be the most noteworthy or any of that stuff. They're just trying to like, hey, people like our games for a certain reason. What can we do to service that? Like, what can we do to make these games as fun as possible for our fans? And what dumb, crazy crap can we put in there to achieve that? And I respect the hell out of them.
Yeah, so to kind of expand on an analogy that they once used, where they kind of said, oh, a lot of other game developers and publishers are putting out the equivalent of movies, where they make a game and then they basically throw away all the work they did when they're making the sequel. We're more like a TV show where, when one season finishes, you don't say, okay, well, where's the next season, going to be set in? You just go, well, no. You brought up earlier, Friends, right? Friends doesn't say, well, each new season, they all have to have new apartments. You have to build new sets. You have to, no, you just, and like, well, when one season ends, you just immediately kind of start filming the next.
Yeah, exactly.
That is, that's what RGG is, right? They recognize, hey, we're more like a Friends than we are a Game of Thrones. We need, we want to make these smaller, faster things to come out,
right? Of course.
Even if they're not selling 20 million units, because we don't need to sell 20 million units to be profitable, because our games aren't costing. What was it, like Spider-Man 2 was something like $300 million? It's like, our games aren't costing that much, so we're okay if we sell a lower thing, and we can also get them out sooner. And I like that.
Yeah, me too. The Like a Dragon series always kind of felt like, to me, it's hitting the right level of like between B and AA. I guess we're going with that ranking system. Like it's around there. Like it's like an A tier game usually, and like that's good. Like that's the best thing about it. It's hitting those strides, and it's hard to hate any of these games because they always deliver in some way. So I'm glad to hear that this one basically does the exact same thing.
Yep. Anyway, on that note, why don't you tell people where to find us?
I can do that. Go to our Blue Sky, which is at EIFNAR. We are there. You can yell at us about how much you want to join my pirate crew.
Don't join us.
Sail the Pacific Ocean, pillage, plunder. If SeaWorld is still a thing, we're going to go after SeaWorld next.
No. Is it SeaWorld? No, I think SeaLand, right? SeaWorld is the...
Which one?
the like whales and that.
Yeah.
Sea land is the
did I stutter?
Like oil rig or whatever off the UK?
No, Sea Land is well protected. It has a lot of people with guns in there. We are not going after that.
Oh, you
Sea World is where we're going to go next. Yeah,
well,
we're going after Sea World next.
I don't know if that's still around. I'll look. You continue.
Well, as first mate, you should find out, and then we'll see if we need to, plunder it. You should also go to our Spotify and iTunes pages, leave a review, rate us something, possibly 5 stars. Go and watch our show on YouTube, which is this right now. Your eyeballs are currently ingesting the visages of ourselves into your brain and feeding those signals back into your eyes and vice versa. It's a whole thing. And yeah, go here, like and subscribe if you really, really want to. It will change your life because it will sign you up for my pirate crew.
It does look like SeaWorld is still around.
We are going after SeaWorld next.
Okay.
That is target numero uno. And once we get there, because we tried number 1, that fell through. Not gonna. There's disaster. We lost so many of our pirate crew, so many men, so many.
I hope you.
Yeah.
Do you at least have like workers insurance or something?
No. I shanghaied a bunch of drunks, and we lost 20 of them in Antarctica, okay?
Oh my God.
We had to sail below South America to get to the Pacific Ocean, which is because we had to get to Hawaii.
Tristan, the Panama Canal has been around for decades.
Right. That was attempt number 1. We tried to attempt to take the Panama Canal. And they laughed at us, and then we started shooting, and they shot back real hard because we have a lot of guns, but they have defenses. They're also a big old stone canal, and they could just hide and then not let us do the water lock thing.
Right, you're the Ross Perot of pirating.
You can lead a camel to water, but you can't even look at the stars. What I always say.
Yep. It's classic Tristan.
Yeah, I know. She also go to friends over djdating.com. Let's go to this music, djdating.com. djdating.com. Go there, listen to his great music, and look, join his fire crew if you really want to. I would say don't.
Yeah, he strikes me as not a great pirate captain.
He's probably better than me, but I guess. Oh, he can provide great music and probably food and water and that kind of stuff on a regular basis. And we have guns and weapons, and then also 6 years supply of limes. So no scurvy for us.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, at least you have no scurvy.
But no other water or food. Just limes.
Ugh.
Yeah, and it is hot out here, and these are not going to last. So you guys better get eating those limes. Just start sucking those suckers down.
Preserved. Ugh.
They are not preserved. No, they're fresh limes. That was okay. Part of the Panama Canal thing was we robbed a place in the Panama Canal first. That was just all like a lime farm in Panama, and we're trying to escape through the canal. And then we lost half the limes, which we had 12 years. Now we only have 6 years. And then we escaped down to Antarctica and lost 20 of our men there. Luckily, we have. Look, man, pirating is hard. Okay. I was gonna go to Venezuela, but that seems like a bad idea.
Good luck on your future venture, Tristan.
You're on the boat too. It's your future venture on top. You are definitely on the boat. I'm sorry to say. You are here with us, pirating the Pacific Ocean. We are going to Hawaii next. It's going to be great. Anyway, that's it for our show. Tune in next time for another Arrows episode of Everything is Fine is Ruined. See ya.
See ya.
Say it.